Hi, teacher friends. Today we are going to create a drag and drop activity for your students using Google Slides, and then we're going to upload that activity to the Google Classroom as an assignment. So the first thing you have to do is to pull up a clean Google slide, and then if you have any boxes on there, I want you to click on them and then hit the delete button because we need to get rid of our boxes. Then we're going to come over here and resize our page. So we click on File, come down to the bottom where you see Page Setup. And here where you see Wide Screen, we're going to click on it. And then we're going to click on Custom. And we're going to change that to 8.5 times 11 inches. And then we're going to click Apply. And as you can see, the page setup is now different. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is to go ahead and build our activity on our sheet. So I'm going to come over here, click on the text box, and I'm going to add a text box, and this is going to be for my directions for my activity. Then I'm going to add another text box because I want to be able to add some products and services because this activity is going to be a products and service activity. And then I'm also going to click right here and I'm going to add a line and you'll see exactly what it's for. So I'm going to click on insert. I'm going to come down here to line and I'm going to come up here to where this circle or dot is and I'm going to bring it straight down. I'm going to add a straight line. Okay, so now let's go ahead first of all and add a thicker border here so that you can actually see the box. So I'm going to come up here to Format, come down to Borders and Lines, and then Border Weight, and maybe we'll make this a 4. And then I'll come up here to this one, and I'm going to do the same thing, Format, come down to Borders and Lines, Border Weight, and we'll make this one a 4. And then I'm going to click on the vertical line that I made here, go back to Format, Borders and Lines, Line Weight, and I'm going to make this a 4. Okay, so now we're ready to go ahead and start typing in our directions. So I'm going to click here first, and let's just go ahead and change this font so you can see the directions, and maybe we'll make the directions a font size of a 20. And I'm going to click in here, double click in here, and I'm going to go ahead and type my directions. And directions, I might just say, look at the pictures, goods, and services. And then I might say drag and drop the pictures into the boxes. Okay, and now I want to go ahead and maybe just highlight goods and services so students will really pay attention to those two words. And then I think I even want to change the font. I tend to like permanent marker, so I'll change it to that. Now I'm going to come down here to this box and I'm going to add 2 more text boxes, one here, and then I can actually do Control C and then Control V. And whoops, let's go back. First, we have to click here on the box, do Control C and then Control V. It'll give me another one identical to that one. And then I'll go ahead and make sure I got it in the correct place. And then inside of this one, I'm going to type in goods, but I'm going to change the font size to maybe 25 first. And I'll just type the word goods. And maybe even highlight the word good. So again, they can pay attention to it. Then I'm going to come and double click over here. And again, I'm going to change this font size. I think I said 25. And I'm going to type in the word services. Okay, looking pretty good. And I'll go ahead and highlight services. Make it a little bit darker. And did I highlight goods? Yeah. Okay, so we have goods and services. So now we actually have the basis for our activity. But what I want to do is I want to save it and so that I can bring it back to another file as a background so that students can't change it. Because right now, if I were to put some images on here and put this into the classroom, the students would be able to manipulate these boxes, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here and get my snippet tool, and I just type in snipping or snippet, and I do enter, and it'll give me my snipping tool. And some of you might already have your snipping tool up here, and that's fine. But you click on new, and then you go ahead and highlight the entire page. And then you're going to go up here to File, Save As, and you're going to save it on your desktop. And maybe we will just call this Practice. And we have Goods and Services Activity, and we're going to name this one C, okay? Because I have a lot of things on here, and I just want to make sure that, matter of fact, I'll put the C in the front so we can see it right away. All right. Okay, so then I'm just going to simply click Save. Now I can go ahead and get rid of the snipping tool. Now what I want to do is I want to come over here first of all, and I'm going to add a brand new slide by clicking the plus sign, and then I'm going to come up here. I'm going to delete my boxes again by highlighting them and hitting the delete key. You can already see that it's the 8.5 by 11, but now I need to go ahead and find my file so that I can bring it onto this sheet. So this time I'm going to go to background because I want to bring it in as a background, which means students can't manipulate anything on the page. All right, so I click that, then I click, and it should be on upload, and then I click browse because again, I'm looking for the file that I just created, and I think I named it C, and then practice, and oops, go back, C, and then practice, there it is. So we can double click it, and then we can click done. And now, as you can see, I can hit whatever key. I cannot hit enter button, whatever the case may be, and I can't change this. So that's exactly what we wanted. So let's come up here to the first one and click on it. And then we can simply click the delete key so that we can get rid of it. And now we just want to make sure that we have our correct sheet. Now we can go ahead and start to put images on here so that students can manipulate or drag and drop those images. So I'm going to come over here to the Insert Image button. I'm going to click on Search the Web. This sheet will come up, or this section will come up. And the first thing is I'm going to type in car, and I'm going to say cartoon because I want it to be kind of fun for them. So now we're just putting images on here, and I'm going to maybe click this image here, and I'm going to click insert. So depending what grade level you're doing, you would have to, of course, click images that would be appropriate. So this is for probably a younger grade. So we can go ahead and add that image, and you can size it to whatever size you would like by highlighting it and then just resizing it. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some additional, maybe we can put a house right here. But I'm going to put some additional images on here. So you highlight the image, click insert, and then of course you come over here, click it again, and then resize it. So we'll resize that house. And maybe we'll do one more. And let's say a dog. Okay. There. Oh, that's a cute little dog right there. So we click on the image and simply click insert. And again, it comes up really large. So we click on it and then we can resize it. And now, of course, we would have to go and find some services. So again, I'm searching the web, and maybe we'll say haircut service that a lot of students know about. So we'll go ahead and click this image, and then we'll insert it. And again, we will have to click on it, and there we go, and then resize it. And let's try to do one more. Maybe we'll do, let's say maybe a doctor. Okay, very good. So we're typing that in again. And we're just coming down here, and here's the doctor right here. We'll click on it and we'll click insert. Now, once you get all of your images on here the way you would like, then you can go ahead and we're going to save it a particular way, and then we're going to go ahead and put it into the Google Classroom. But of course, you can put as many images on here that you would like just by resizing them. And don't worry about getting them too small, because if the student is looking at it, they can always come over here to the magnifying glass and click on the zoom, and they can make it as big as they need it to be. So let's go ahead and go back to where we were. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and simply title this. And I'm going to title this as C again, and I'll say practice, goods, and services. And now we're going to go up here to file, download, and I usually save these worksheets by hitting the PNG image. You probably can do JPEG as well. All right, so now we're good. Now we can go ahead and take this particular drag and drop activity and we can put it into the Google Classroom. So pull up your Google Classroom. You can then go to classwork and then go to create an assignment. And first we want to title it. So maybe we'll just title it C, and then again, practice, goods and services. And then you can put some, I always like to put directions here, even though I usually put them on the sheet as well. And I'm just going to say, look at the pictures. I'm just going to say, place images into the correct box. And now I'm going to go ahead and hit add. And I'm going to hit Google Drive so I can find the activity that I just created. And it'll usually come up on recent. And there we have it. See, practice goods and services. So I'm going to click on it. And then I'm going to click on add. And now the way it'll come up, it usually comes up here with students can view the file. If you just want them to see the file, then you can leave that. If you want the students to be able to work on the file together, you can click this right here. Students can edit the file. But if you want to make a copy for each student, you have to click on make a copy for each student. That way they can all enjoy the activity. Then you come over here on the right. If you have topics on your particular in your particular Google Classroom, you can click on your topics. If not, you won't be able to select it. And then, of course, you're going to select a due date. Maybe I'll put in May the 11th, times 11:59 p.m. And then up here, you can assign it right now, or by just clicking assign, or you can schedule it to be assigned. If you want to schedule it for a later date, you click on schedule. This will pop up, and then you hit the drop down, and you can schedule it for any date later than whatever date you're doing it on. Okay, so I actually want to go ahead and assign it today. So I'll click back here, and then I'll simply click assign. And there you have it. It is now assigned to my demo classroom, but I would like to actually show you what that looks like for the student. So when the student comes on, of course, they will first come onto the stream, and then of course they'll go to their classwork. And then if we toggle down here to social studies, we can see right here where we've added our assignment. So the students would simply click on their assignment. Then they can click here or go to view assignment. And what will happen is it'll toggle over to the Google slide, and then the student can then drag and drop their image into the correct box. Of course,